Today we're going to look at how you can extend and customize ALTR's predefined masking policies to suit your needs. Let's take a look at what's happening behind the scenes when you use ALTR's automated policy engine. When a user queries for data that is governed by ALTR, Snowflake will use external functions to reach out to ALTR. These functions will pass context about the queries, who the user was, what role they queried from, and more. ALTR's automated policy engine will then decide what policy to apply depending on the incoming information, and then ALTR will return that decision to Snowflake. Snowflake will apply the appropriate masking policies and return that data to the user. You set these policies up in ALTR from a predefined list of available masking policies. However, you can customize the masking behavior to suit your needs. And the way you do this is by overriding the ALTR hook post user-defined function, which is called within the masking policy. This will allow you to customize your masking policies while still benefiting from the ALTR policy engine. Now that you have a brief overview of how ALTR's automated policy engine works with Snowflake, let's take a look at a few examples of how to set up custom masking policies. When you govern a column in ALTR, a masking policy is created for that column. That masking policy calls this function to actually change the values that are returned in that column. To customize masking policies, we're going to edit this function. That way we return it to whatever we'd like. Let's take a look at the first example. In ALTR, I have defined that the SSN column only returns the last 4 characters in plain text to the account admin role. What I'd like to do instead is return the last 7 characters in plain text. In this function, I've defined that when this governance decision is returned to Snowflake from ALTR, I will return the full value in plain text when the length is less than 7. Otherwise, I will replace the first set of characters with asterisks, and then the last 7 characters will be replaced in their plain text values. So, currently, if I query this data, we should see that its last 4 digits. I'm then going to replace the ALTR hook post function, and then I need to grant ownership to the ALTR service role. And now, when I query the same data, what we're seeing is the last 7 characters are actually being returned in plain text. In our second example, I've set up a policy in ALTR to return a full mask for the phone number column. What I want to do instead is only show the first 3 digits. That way we can just check the area code of that phone number. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to replace this ALTR hook post function to do what we'd like. So when this policy is returned, the full mask, if the value is less than 3, if the length of the value is less than 3, we're going to return the full value. Otherwise, we're going to take the first 3 digits and we're going to return those in plain text, and then the rest of the digits we're going to return as asterisks. So again, I can query this data and you'll see that the phone number is currently being fully masked. Now, if I replace this function and I make another call out to this data, we can see that the first 3 digits of that phone number is now being returned in plain text. Let's take a look at our third and final example. For this example, I set up an external function to encrypt the values of the ID column. In ALTR, I've set it so account admin can see the plain text values of this column. However, these plain text values are currently encrypted. What I'd like to do instead is decrypt those values when the account admin queries this data. So I'm going to replace the ALTR hook post function to decrypt the values when that governance decision is made. Otherwise, return the encrypted values. So I'm going to go ahead and replace this function, and I'm going to go ahead and make that same query with the account admin role. And now what we're going to see is that these values are being returned in plain text and decrypted, as we can see. But for marketing role, when I query these values, they're going to be able to see plain text, but these values are going to stay encrypted, as we can see.